that time of year again where we talk about how I made money in 2024. I did this video last year and I loved making the graphs. I loved going through all my data and I love being able to quickly and easily compare year to year. So today we're going to be talking about 2024. Now, full disclaimer, I am not going to be giving dollar amounts of how much I made in each category, but I will say I made less than last year, and that's okay. It was a year of a lot of different challenges. I think that's okay, and also realistic to not see growth year after year after year after year. Would I love to be making the money I was making like 2 years ago? Yeah, but I'm also a lot happier in a lot of other areas than I was 2 years ago. So, you know, give and take, I guess. 2024 was also the first year I was a W-2 employee again for the first time since leaving my full-time job in 2022. Prior to that job, I hadn't been a W-2 employee since like 2015. So this year looks a lot different, and I will be including my W-2 income into this report. So I like to start off with my overall income and then talk about each section a little bit more in depth. My overall sales were 51%, which is actually the same as last year. My W-2 jobs made up 25%. Freelance was at 10%, which is down from 35% last year, but that is mostly in part to the fact that one of my freelance jobs I'm now a W-2 employee for. My affiliate sales are actually up from 1% last year to 10% this year. Wholesale made up 1%, which is mostly just, I think, one order in January, and then I have a consignment shop that I've been in since 2016, I believe. It was a local store and they are actually shutting down, so that will be my last year of being in that store. Let's take a look at my sales breakdown now. This includes Cricut, TikTok, Creative Fabrica, Shopify, Etsy, Creative Market, and Redbubble. Like I mentioned earlier, my sales accounted for 51% of my overall income this year, and that is largely due to Cricut. Cricut made up 76% of my overall sales income, and I'm honestly very happy with that. If you've watched any of my videos throughout the year, you may have noticed a trend or a theme of me just really struggling to design this year, and I'm really hoping that in 2025 I have gotten over that hurdle. Yeah, I really struggled, so it was very nice to see that this was truly passive income. I wasn't adding a ton of designs every single day or week. I mean, I still created like a couple hundred new designs, but not as much as I wanted to. So I'm happy with this income. I hope if I work more at it, it goes up and I can see more of a stable income from it. Creative Fabrica made up 11% of my income, and this did go up from last year, but I'm honestly not even sure why. I didn't really add new designs. I didn't really promote it. I know I did get a large lump of money when they changed how they did their subscription payout earnings or whatever it was. I'm not sure. I did get a couple $100 just from that, so I wonder if that helped it. Etsy was next at 7%, and this was pretty much the same as last year. I didn't really touch Etsy all that much. I tried for 1 month to put some more effort into it, but the way I see it is I'm just gonna work on making quality printables and templates and stuff like that, and then as I make them for myself or make them for anything else, I will add them there. But I'm not gonna put too much effort into Etsy because I just feel like you're throwing money at the wall just to have to list all these listings. I just really hate the listing fee. Like, I think that's a huge barrier for me with Etsy. 20 cents for every single product, and every time it renews. It's honestly a lot when you don't sell expensive items. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Etsy, and I don't know how much energy I want to give to it next year. It's still making a little bit of money, and it's totally passive at this point, so I can't complain too much, I guess. Shopify made up 3% of my sales, and honestly, the fact that I made any sales is amazing to me. I don't know if people are finding me from Pinterest or YouTube or where people are finding me. Maybe Google. I can't completely write off my SEO work that I've done to my website, so maybe people are finding me from Google. Yeah, I didn't really put any energy into marketing my business or my website this year, and obviously I know that's a red flag. Like, I need to be doing that, but I really struggled with that this year more than any other year. I hope to find an option next year that is manageable for me. I think Pinterest is a great option, but other than that, I don't really, everything else I always end up failing at. So I don't know. Hopefully maybe something will click next year again and I'll get that spark back and be excited about it. I wish my website was taking in a lot more sales than it is. I know that all comes down to marketing, and if I try harder, hopefully I'll see an increase there. But you know, we gotta give ourselves some grace and do one thing at a time. I can't try harder at every aspect of my business like I want to at the beginning of every year, because then I just lose steam and don't do anything. So I gotta to pace myself and make more achievable goals and not try to be going 0 to 100 on everything. Creative market made up 2% of my sales, and I think this is down from last year, like dollar wise. I do get a surge in sales every like January and February for my Love Shock font. My Valentine's fonts are super popular. Well, the popularity has died down a little bit now, but I do get a surge in sales at the beginning of the new year. TikTok made up 1% of my sales, and that was just a payout from the previous year. So I didn't sell on TikTok at all this year. I was only on the affiliate side this year. I didn't sell any products. So let's move on to my freelance breakdown. This is not as interesting as last year. This year I just had Creative Fabrica and a very part-time small business virtual assistant gig that I'm doing. I believe I stopped doing Creative Fabrica videos in May. I had been doing like 1 to 2 videos a week, like doing crafting videos. That honestly got to be a lot for me. I just couldn't keep up with that. I couldn't come up with new ideas. I felt like I had done everything already. I think I did it for a whole year and a half at that point, or maybe a full year, but either way, it was a long time to be crafting week in, week out and trying to come up with something new. My income from that definitely went down from last year, and I won't have it at all for next year, so I will need to be filling that gap in somehow. The other part of my freelance was working for a small business. So those are my freelance gigs I have going on right now. Last year I did Upwork. This year I would have done Upwork if I could find quality jobs that also paid well and didn't seem like a scam. It's a lot to sort through. Yeah, I don't know. I think that would be something I'll just browse every once in a while when things are slow. This year I have an actual affiliate breakdown to talk about because I put more focus on it accidentally, I guess. I started doing TikTok shop videos, I want to say in March or April. I quickly saw that there was potential there. I was doing something I loved. I wasn't being salesy. I was just coloring in coloring books that I loved and earning a little bit of a kickback for that. Nowadays, TikTok shop is just so... it's annoying. I'll just put it that way. It's annoying. There's a lot of pushy sales. People are just trying to make money and not actually selling you good products or being authentic. And I like to believe that I have stayed true to me. I haven't been super pushy about things. And yeah, so TikTok was the start of basically all of my affiliate sales. 54% of my affiliate sales came from TikTok alone, which by the way, brought in $17,000 to small business owners. And I just think that's amazing. I hope, fingers crossed, this will not be going away. I am posting this video right before we know like what's gonna happen with TikTok and the fate of it. I'm just hoping we can keep it. I'm hoping it doesn't go away. So the next biggest slice was Amazon with 43%. Because my TikTok videos were doing so well and people kept asking me, what markers are you using? What markers are you using? I decided to make a landing page with all of my favorite coloring supplies. So I linked an affiliate link to the markers I use and then all the coloring books that I like, whether they were on websites or Amazon. I was able to link both of them. This landing page has evolved and grown and gotten better since I first started it. But because it is the link that is in TikTok, anytime someone would ask, hey, what marker are you using? I would just say, in this video, I'm using Restly. I have it linked in my bio if you need it. And then people would just be able to click that link and then click on the photo of the Restly markers and go to Amazon and buy it. And I made a good chunk of money from those markers alone. And that kind of kickstarted my Amazon affiliate sales going up. And I actually earned like a bonus one of the months for how much money I had made. And so I think I earned like an extra $30 one month and then a $50 bonus another month just from my earnings alone. So that was really cool. I think I will be putting more push on affiliate links next month because it's very easy to do and use Pinterest for that. So I'm gonna continue working on this. I definitely didn't go into the year expecting this to happen, but TikTok happened and then it snowballed into Amazon, and now I've got this little section of my business that I want to keep working on because it doesn't require a lot of effort. I mean, it does require some effort, but not as much effort as making this video, editing it, making the graphs, and doing out all that stuff. Like, this is way more effort, but I love doing both of them, so, you know, it's worth it. And then the last 2% of my affiliate sales comes from design bundles, which is so crazy to me because I think they had an issue with their affiliate sales, like the tracking link, because when I was actually using it and pushing design bundles before they shut my shop down, I wasn't making any money. And now all of a sudden, I'm making money again. And it's very weird. When they took my shop down, I removed all of the affiliate links that I could find from my blog. Obviously, I have a lot out there still. I just don't know where people are getting them from. I made some money from Design Bundles affiliate, and I don't understand how, but I'll take the money. It's fine. It's whatever. Going into my W-2 jobs, of all of my W-2 income this year, 72% of it came from the small business I work for, which makes sense because I did that from the entire year. Helping other small businesses is just truly something I really really love doing. I just feel so proud to be able to help and take a little bit of pressure off of small business owners' backs who I know, because I have been a small business owner for so many years and did the product side of things. I know how much work goes into all these things. I know how much pressure everyone's going through. I know a lot of the systems. I know a lot of stuff about small businesses. I like that I can use my expertise and my experience to help. And then also I like that I'm still kind of involved with the small business world and can keep learning about it and keep honing that skill, I guess. 3% of my W-2 income came from substitute teaching, and the last 25% came from working at a library. So those were the 3 W-2 jobs I had in 2024. Yeah, if you want to start substitute teaching, it's a very easy process to get into. I love the flexibility of it. I love that you can go on and choose what day and time you want to work. There's always jobs available. There is a huge need for substitute teachers right now. However, I found it very stressful. My anxiety was the worst it ever was when I was doing this. I didn't like the unpredictability of it. Like, you didn't know if the teacher would have things lesson planned clearly. You had to remember everyone's names. You had to keep up everyone's site. Like, there was a lot of pressure to be thrown into. And while I have been in the school system before, I would help out in high school in a kindergarten classroom. So I knew kind of like a little bit of what to expect. I didn't like going to new buildings and getting lost and not knowing where I'm going and having to rely on like a 6-year-old to tell me where the gym is. Like, very stressful overall. I don't know if I'm gonna do it anymore this year. And then the last job I got in October, and I worked there for 2 months, was working at the library. It is a good job, but honestly, you're making minimum wage, which I knew that going into it, but I think sometimes you forget what minimum wage actually is and how little you're actually making. So for 18 hours a week, I was making minimum wage, and it just felt like a waste of time. It felt like a waste of energy. I still knew that I wanted to keep it for a couple months because I was trying to go in with the mindset of, okay, just work a couple weeks and you can buy yourself a Kindle, you can buy yourself this. Like, I was trying to think of it that way and rationalize it that way. But the job, man, it was boring. It was so boring. And I struggled with the fact that I have a bachelor's degree. I was a full decade older than most of those people I worked with. And some of them were just out of high school or still in high school and didn't have any experience or degrees or anything like that. And I felt a little frustrated. I couldn't relate to anyone. And I felt frustrated that after 6 months of applying for jobs, the only job I could land was one that a 14-year-old could do. A little hard to cope with. The job itself wasn't terrible. It's easy to understand, just very slow. And I struggled with feeling like I was wasting my life away, essentially, because I wasn't doing much. My goal for next year is to obviously just make more money so I don't have to feel like I have to go find another job. But, you know, I had to do what I had to do, and that got me out of the house. It got me like one foot out of the door and like got used to the idea of going out for work. I didn't love that though. I like staying in my house, and I would much prefer to have a remote job again, like a part-time consistent remote job. I'm rambling, but yeah, those were my W-2 jobs for 2024. Overall, I feel mildly okay with my sales this year. Like I mentioned earlier, they are down from last year, which was down from the previous year. So I'm kind of in like a 2-year slump, but it's okay. A lot has changed about my business in those 2 years. So now I'm just kind of picking up the pieces and moving forward from that. I also understand there was a lot of like personal behind the scenes things happening that made certain aspects of running this business harder than normal, and that's okay. That's the hard part of having your own business, is that the success kind of does rely on you, and it relies on you having good mental health. Life happens, and I'm just gonna keep moving forward. My biggest saving grace this year was Cricut. A big chunk of my earnings this year was from that. That just tells me I need to get over myself and just work harder at that, because I can't just go another year kind of not letting it die, but letting it just do its own thing. I need to actually work at it if I want it to do better. Before I go though, I would like to make some predictions for 2025. I did this last year and I don't remember what they were, tell you if any of them came true, but I want to make some predictions for this year. Cricut will bring in more income than last year, and I think I said last year I wanted it to be part-time income, and I don't even know what that means. So I don't know if I made that goal or not, but I hope it brings in like sustainable income, something I could actually live off of and pay myself more than I already am. I'm hoping it goes up by 150%, as I think my goal I had. I also believe that my affiliate sales will increase overall. I think Amazon will go up. I think TikTok will go up if we keep TikTok. My last prediction is that I will get monetized on YouTube, but the caveat is that I don't think it will make even close to part-time income. I don't think it will make any huge dent in my overall income, you know, unless things rapidly increase from here. I don't see it doing like huge numbers in my first year. I am very, very close to being monetized, so I hope it happens sooner than later so I could have like a full year of being monetized, but I will take it when I get it. And yeah, so I'm excited for that and excited to see where that goes, I guess. So those are my predictions for 2025. I'd love to hear your predictions for yourself for 2025. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm always happy to chat in the comments, and I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.